Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. I am a lot later than I normally am. My apologies, but welcome to a super fantastic, sparkling, magic Monday. Yes, I am on late today. It's been a very busy morning, very productive morning. Got our normal morning routines done, but we had to add one thing in there because I didn't get to the pet store on Saturday or Sunday. I was running out of food for Zeffy. So one of the first things I did this morning before we went for our walk is I placed an order with DoorDash for her food to be delivered today. And the earliest they could deliver was between 12 and 3 today, which was fine. I just wanted to get the order in. I had enough food for her for breakfast. Not that she normally eats breakfast anyway, but I had enough food to get her through to that until the order came in. So that kind of took out my time of doing my doing my Facebook Live. So here we are here, because after I did that, we went for the walk, we came back in, we sat down, we got online, we did the morning training that we normally do. And then as soon as that was over, I was straight into training. And I just did 4 hours of training on training somebody else in something that they wanted to know about. So I was helping them learn new stuff. So I was being the trainer today. So it was kind of cool. And we just finished that, and I suddenly thought, I still have my life to do. So here we are. So how busy has your morning been? It has been a magical morning so far. It has been amazing. So what magic have you found so far in the day? We've got the dog food. It was hilarious. So Zeffy was up in her bed on patrol, and she immediately, as soon as the car pulled up out front there, she immediately just stood up and watched. And she gets there and she just stares out the window like, what are you doing? And she pays attention to every movement around the thing. And through one of the side windows here, I could see the front of a car. And so I got up to go and have a look, and sure enough, they were here delivering her food. And she got quite excited when the 3 shopping bags got put there, and then the person went back. And so by that stage, I was out there pulling the bags in, which had her treats in it. So she had her nose like buried in those shopping bags, sniffing like crazy. And then we put the food bags in here. And so she's now happy because she has, actually there's 4 shopping bags of treats. I didn't think I got that many. Obviously I did. Hey, she earns them. She does not get a treat unless she does something for it. She's got to sit, stand, walk, sit pretty, walk on the back of her legs, turn in circles. What else can I get her to do? Come to side, sit safe. What other commands does she know? Stay, come front. Oh, I know there's something I'm missing. I'm missing some other ones too, but unless she doesn't get a treat unless she earns it. And she knows that. So it's really funny when she figures out she's going to get a treat, because she just starts doing all the treats, trying to figure out what you're going to ask her to do. And then she can sit there and go, I've done them all. Now can I have my treat? And I'm going, well, that was very impressive. Now you're going to do what I tell you to do. So anyway, but she's a happy camper. Her food has arrived. I'm happy her food has arrived, which means I've got to go mix it up in her, because it's 2 different bags, and the container I have will not take both bags at once. And they're only 11-pound bags. So I think this thing is designed for around 12 pounds in there, I think it is, because I mix the feed in there, her dog food in there, and mix it all up. And then one of the bags has like a Velcro close on it. So I take the bag that doesn't have the Velcro close on it, pour the rest of that into that bag, seal up the Velcro one, try and burp all the air out of it first, and then shake it up so it gets mixed. And then that goes and sits over there where her treats are. So when she gets through this lot, and she only goes through those 2 bags about every 2 months. So it's kind of cool. And notice that she likes to snack at midnight, because I will go to, she very rarely sits and eats breakfast when I'm eating breakfast. And I know people tell you, you meant to put the bowl down for so much long and then pull it up if they don't eat it, and they'll soon learn to eat it at those particular times of the day. But my schedule at times can be so erratic. I want her to be able to eat when she wants to be able to eat. It's that simple. And so we'll put the food there, and she may eat some in the evening, but she definitely has midnight snacks. That girl will eat in the wee hours of the morning. Like, I could go to bed at like 11 o'clock at night and she still has her 1 cup of food sitting there. I'll come out the next morning, it's gone. Sometime in the middle of the night she got up, she got hungry. So she likes to eat in the middle of the night for whatever reason. But hey, that's her. That's what she likes to do. I'm not going to penalize her for it. And some people would say, you're not supposed to be training a dog that way. It's my dog. She's fine. She's happy. She had a hard life at the beginning of it. Now she gets to have lots of love and attention and playtime and all of that stuff. Your tell your story question of the day. As a kid, did you have to be dragged out of bed every morning, or did you get up with no problems? And did that change with age? As you got older, did that change? Or were you still not a morning person when you were younger and had to be dragged out of bed, and you still have to be dragged out of bed? For me, I had to be dragged out of bed every morning. And when we were camping, it was even funner because my parents, if I was being really tough about getting out of bed, Dad would grab one end of my sleeping bag, my mum would grab the other end, and they would walk me out of the awning into the middle of the road of the camping ground and put me down there, and I had to get back and leave me there. And I had to either get out of my sleeping bag and pick it up and walk back to the thing. But what I used to like to do was put your feet in the corner of the sleeping bag and just do that little sleeping bag shuffle. That's how they got me up in the morning when we were camping. And then, even when I was in the Air Force, it was because we were getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning on those days. We had to be up at 5 because we had inspection at 6 o'clock, and then it was off to breakfast and all that sort of stuff. And we all had to be up by 6, and then ready to go to breakfast at like 6:30, I think it was, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we got put into flights, and we had to march over to breakfast together. That was a struggle, but because everybody else was getting up at that time, you had no option. You had to get up. But trust me, once I got away from that recruit course, it was a struggle to get out of bed. I had alarms set up all over the place. But when I came stateside, I was bouncing out of bed in the mornings. I was not always a morning person, but when I came stateside, something clicked, and I've been bouncing out of bed ever since. Even when I go back to New Zealand for a while, I bounce out of bed in the mornings. I get up at my same time, wake up at my same time, get up. I've never had an issue with jet lag when I'm flying down to New Zealand, because I get there and it's like, if I get there when the plane arrives in New Zealand, arrives in Auckland from the US, it's usually like in the morning, like around 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then you've got to go through customs and immigration, and then you've got to get in. If my parents aren't meeting me in Auckland, then I've got to get over to the domestic terminal and then get on my connecting. I'll recheck my bags in at the international terminal for the domestic flight, then get myself over to the domestic terminal, get on the plane. By the time I get down to Wellington, it's probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. My parents meet me there, and then we've got the drive home. And if I fly into, when I flew into the airport close to them, like about 10 minutes from their house, 5 minutes from their house, 5 minutes later I'll be home. But they've the last couple of times I've been down, I've flown into Wellington Airport, and it's probably about an hour by the time, they pick me up. We then walk to wherever they've parked the car, which is somewhere off, not in the parking area at the airport. It's somewhere off the airport site, so it's usually a bit of a trudge, a bit of a hike, but that's okay. It's okay. I don't mind the walk. And they help with the luggage, so it's okay. And then we've got the drive home, which probably takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get to their place from there. So by the time we get there, it's lunchtime. So while Mum gets lunch ready, I go and have a shower and get changed, and then come out, and I'm ready for the day. And then come 9, 10 o'clock at night that night, I'm ready to go to bed. And I go to bed at my normal time, and I wake up the next morning at my normal time, and no alarms necessary. So I get over it pretty quickly. But then I have those little homeopathic tablets called No Jet Lag, which are amazing. And I've never had a problem with jet lag since. In fact, I don't think I've ever had a problem with jet lag. I'm trying to think. Oh, no, I did. One time we were coming back from Europe, from our river cruise. We're coming back from Europe. We had to fly from Budapest to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Boston, Boston to LA. And we got into LA, and was it in Boston? We got the hotel room because we had an extra long layover there, so we actually had a hotel room for a bit. And we went up to the hotel room and we actually went to sleep for a couple of hours, and then we had to get up and head off to the airport again. I think that's what we had. I think that was the airport we did that at. There was one airport we were at. Our layover was long enough that we were able to leave the airport, go to a local hotel, get a room for a few hours, and then shower, change, get refreshed. In fact, that was Boston that we did that at. There was actually a hotel near the airport. But anyway, we got there, had a couple of hours of sleep, got up, showered, dressed, and went back to the airport and caught our next flight back to LA. So that was a good trip. But we've been traveling. By the time we hit LA, from when we left Budapest to when we got to LA that was a long one. It's like something like 28 or 32 hours. Yeah, we had some long layovers, but that's the way travel goes sometimes. And when you're flying on points, you're kind of at their mercy a little bit on that one. But it was business class. We were flying the whole way, so it didn't matter that much. But yeah, so as a kid, did you have to be dragged from bed to get up, or did you just get up with no problems? And has that changed as you've gotten older? So like I said, when I came to the States, it changed for me. I became a morning person, and I bounce out of bed every morning. There's occasionally on some mornings on the weekends, like a Saturday or Sunday, I'm just like, I'm just going to lay here for a little longer and read, or I'm going to turn my alarm clock off, and instead of waking up, because I normally wake up before the alarm goes off. The alarm goes off at 5:07. I'm normally awake before then, anywhere between 4:30 and 5, and rarely does the alarm clock wake me up. And then I might read for a little bit, and then I get up. But on the weekends, I will sleep until 6 o'clock, and then I'm like, okay, I got to get up. Some mornings I have slept a little longer than that, and some mornings it's like, I'm comfy here. Zephy's curled up next to me, like I turn my head, and there's her head right here. I'm just like, she's sleeping. I'm just going to read for a little bit. So I've done that too. But anyway, I've rattled on long enough. I got to go. I got a busy day of nothing. No, seriously. I was actually going to go watch a movie. I'm going to go watch King Arthur, The Legend of the Sword. If you haven't seen that movie, it's awesome. I love it. I love that movie. I've lost count the number of times that I have watched that movie. Yeah, I just love the storyline in it. I love the characters that they have in there. The guy that plays Charlie. I had his name written down earlier. What was he? King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Charlie Hunnam. He was the guy that played. If you ever watched Sons of Anarchy, he's the guy that played Jax in the TV series Sons of Anarchy. But yeah, he's awesome in this. He makes a great Arthur. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your magical Monday, and we'll catch you back here around 6 p.m. this evening. Until then, have a super fantastic, sparkling day. Hei konara.